Welcome to Historic Investments. Today we're going to take a look at the last variation of the venerable Swiss military P49. And without further ado, let's jump right in. This third variation, P49, is the most frequently encountered of the Swiss military versions. Approximately 90,000 of them were made in the serial range A 120,500 to just over 213,000. As per the transitional variation, these are matte finished pistols with black checkered grips. As true for all of the P49s throughout production, the guns were fully matched with an A prefix serial number on the slide, frame, the full serial number, accepting the A prefixes on the barrel, and then there's a matching hammer group, which we'll get to later. On the left side of the slide, there's an encircled SIG logo, and this is important for people trying to decide whether or not their pistols have been refinished. A proof mark on the slide was struck after the pistols were finished. Edges are a little raised and often a little faded. When looking at these guns, you should also inspect for other markings. For example, if the gun has been deaccessioned through normal military circles, it'll have a capital P on the upper trigger guard web. Sometimes it is on the forward bow of the trigger guard, less frequently in other locations. Most of these guns, at least those now in the United States, have been imported in a traditional manner, so they're import marked. For the most part, import markings are on the bottom part of the frame, as you can see here, again, less frequently and less discreetly elsewhere. As we continue our examination, you should notice that all of the third variation pistols were fitted with a hammer group having a half cock. So I'll take the hammer back, that's the half cock, and here's the final snap at full cock. To expedite this assembly, pull the slide back just a little bit. That'll release tension on the slide stop axle, which we can remove now. And slip the slide assembly off the frame, remove the integral recoil spring assembly, remove the barrel to inspect the full serial number. This also gives you a good opportunity to determine what is the condition of the bore. The next thing we need to get to is the frame and the subassembly, which is just friction fit to the frame. Here we just slip it right out. And then as you can see here, the matching serial number is right below the hammer. Reassembly is very simple, just the reverse order. You snap the hammer assembly in, put in the barrel, put in the recoil spring guide, which just slips in with a little bit of pressure, and then we can very easily put the slide assembly back on the frame, line up the hole for the axle pin, slip that in, retract the slide, and then put in the magazine to drop the hammer. One thing that you should note is that all of the magazines for this gun are matte finished. There's no serial number. And for those who are curious, this is in contrast to the earlier high polish magazine. All of the pistols were issued with a spare magazine having identical features and a leather holster that had a compartment for a spare magazine, and they were manufacturer marked and dated, usually in an oval logo between the belt loops. Shoulder straps were also marked in a similar manner. Here's the shoulder strap, here's the manufacturer marking, and here's the date, and that's shown as 65. The holster, if you can see that now, being dated 69. Hopefully the holster and shoulder strap will be closely dated to the manufacturer of the pistol. Thank you for having joined us on Historic Investments. Hopefully you found this video on the SIG P49 interesting and informative. Hopefully it'll help you with your next purchase decision. Thank you.